We're live. Let me see if I can move this a little closer. All right. We are live. YouTube. What is happening? It's your boy Armand here for E equals MCU. And coming today with a story about Avengers Doomsday. Now, this is a big potential spoiler. And at this point, it's just a rumor. I did hear reported it was a few weeks ago now, where they talked about two major characters dying in the opening scene of Avengers Doomsday. So I want to get to that. Now, this is an article that was just published in Heroic Hollywood. It was written by Anthony Singletary, and it talks about um, the two major characters dying in the opening scene. So to kind of refresh, what the rumor is that the opening scene of Avengers Doomsday is going to feature the X-Men fighting or having an incursion and fighting with Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man from his universe, and Doc Ock from that same universe. Those are the only two that will be defending the incursion against the X-Men, which that's probably not going to be a long opening scene, in my opinion. But the report is that the X-Men have been fighting incursions to save their universe. So in a sense, they're almost the antagonists to this. Like they're kind of the driving force as to probably why Doctor Doom is going to do, or how he's going to be able to manipulate a lot of the superheroes against one another. So now, in the article, it says that this will feature a fight between Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. In which case, both of these heroes will die. Now, and this is a big if in fact this rumor is true, and that is how they play this, it has also been reported that Tobey Maguire and Hugh Jackman will be returning for their roles in Secret Wars. So what does this mean exactly? What it tells me is that they may fight each other in this opening scene, which this is all rumor. And the fact is, it was reported that for Avengers Doomsday, the only heroes that would be in Avengers Doomsday are the heroes who were on Chair Watch, and neither Tobey Maguire nor Hugh Jackman was in Chair Watch. Now, there's been leaks of Tobey Maguire showing him that he was in Doomsday. Were those AI photos or not? It has not been confirmed. We do not know. So, if this rumor is true, I suspect neither one of these guys are going to die. Not in Avengers or not in Doomsday. Maybe in Secret Wars, but not in Doomsday. They may be there in the opening scene as a thing, with the fighting the incursions. I suspect the TVA or Loki or Doctor Strange or someone's going to pull them before they die, and then bring them back for Secret Wars to kind of maybe show them what's really going on. I don't think that they would necessarily. They may want you to believe that both heroes are dead, but they'll bring them back. And with this being comic books, they could do that in a various amount of ways. Like they could do variants. They could have these two variants fight and then bring in different variants of the same character. So I don't think they'll. I don't think they'll do that. I think they'll get a lot of backlash if they do something like that. But if this rumor is true, they're going for substance to get you that killer opening scene to make you. They got to pull you in, and they need something big to pull a lot of the Marvel fans back. So I don't 100% disregard this, but it is just rumor at this point. So you have to keep that in mind. Now, I suspect and I probably make a different video on this, but it was reported a while ago that Josh Brolin's Thanos would be returning. I suspect they're gonna do the whole Doctor Doom Thanos scene from the comics and some sort of live adaptation of that. I don't think that'll be in Avengers Doomsday as well. I think again that's for Avengers Secret Wars. So I think for a lot of us, we're at such a fever pitch for this movie and for this film that whatever rumor they throw out there, we're kind of just grabbing it and running with it. And you kind of want to believe it, you want it to be true, but you have to think from a business standpoint. They have to save something for Secret Wars. I always suspect that that's the reason why Tobey Maguire and Hugh Jackman and Halle Berry and a lot of the other heroes who were not in the original Chair Watch is because a lot of them are going to have to play a role in Secret Wars, and maybe they didn't want to pay for a lot of these big name actors for 2 movies. Because you got to think, like, the biggest name actor was Robert Downey Jr. for Chair Watch, and there were a couple other big ones, but the Hugh Jackmans, the Halle Berrys of the world, maybe even I wouldn't say Famke Jensen, but a lot of the actors who were missing, the Benedict Cumberbatches, they're not coming with a cheap price tag either, and you don't want to necessarily pay that for 2 movies, which is another reason why they probably won't split Secret Wars into 2 movies. And actually, now in thinking about it, the reason why they may have been even thinking about splitting Secret Wars into 2 movies is just to pay for these actors' salaries, because you're gonna make at least $1 billion, if not 2, maybe 3, from each one of those movies. So I would argue maybe even more if the movies are really good. So I could see them toying with that idea just to be able to pay the salaries, because I haven't want to come back. And Halle Berry's been burned before, so at this point she's like, "You're not gonna lie to me and get me to come back," and then it turns into something totally different. So I have a feeling they probably wanted to be paid, at least with Halle Berry. She probably wanted it almost as much as Hugh Jackman. Like, I think her and Hugh Jackman are pretty close friends, so she probably knows the number. Help, my screen went out. She probably knows the number, and she probably wanted more pay. So that's why she's not back for both movies, and it's just 1 movie, my assumption. So anyway, that's been the rumor. That's been the news for the last, I don't know, few weeks. Tell me, what do you think Avengers Doomsday and the Russo brothers are going to do with a Tobey Maguire versus Hugh Jackman fight scene? And do you actually think it's going to be in Doomsday, or do you think it's going to be in Secret Wars? Let me know down in the comment section how you feeling. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. That's today's news. I'm out.